How y'all doing? It's your boy Shin Unk. Today I want to talk a little bit about your name and what it really means. So the ancients say that name, actually, like the definition of name is nature, your nature. So your name represents your nature. To find out what your nature is, you look towards your zodiac symbol. Like some people might be a Leo, that's the lion. You know, I am the Cancer, the crab, and all these animals have certain tendencies, certain traits, certain powers. So, according to what you are, your name kind of represents that and glorifies that and shapes that energy into what it is. I didn't know a lot about my name at first, but my name is Andre, you know, because my mom drank a lot, so she had at the hospital at the time Andre Champagne. So when they asked her, what are you going to name him? She looked at the bottle, being a drinker, and she said, Andre. The doctors actually made a mistake when they went back to write it down and put Andrea. So my mama named me Andre, and then the doctors wrote Andrea on the birth certificate. Weird shit. So later on in life, I have a daughter, and I name her Andrea Jr. And I always felt funny about how they messed up my name. So when I had the daughter and I named her Andrea Jr., like it just solidified. My name became so much cooler. So big ups to my daughter. But name is supposed to be your actual nature. In the Bible, they used to always say, and when the baby was born, they called his name Jesus. And he was born, and she called his name Moses. Because back then, the ancients knew, well, somebody was going to be pregnant 9 months. So if they got the person pregnant in July, according to what time it was in July, 9 months later, it would be, whatever, like May, this, that. And if it's May, then that's going to be, I think, what, a Taurus, a Scorpio. So they used to actually time it and know what kind of baby they were going to have. So nowadays, people just basically fucking and getting pregnant. But they used to actually say, hey, we're going to have this kind of baby. We want a Leo that's going to be a business person, and they would actually take certain precautions and do it at certain times and do certain rituals and actually give birth to that kind of person, which is in actuality that kind of energy. Give birth to that kind of energy on the planet, because the planet needs that kind of energy. That's how you know that you're important to the cosmos and the planet, because it needs your specific energy and it has a name. Like I know a person, they have their names, first and last name. It's like a female name and then a male first name. So they have two first names. And it's like that person, their life is very stable, and it's a female, and she always keeps a man, and her name is something Benjamin. So it's just funny, the name, how it does, perpetrate who you are. You know what I mean? So the name is your nature. When we grow up, sometimes we get a nickname from like our friends, and then what we do is we live up to that nickname. You know what I'm saying? And we eventually say that's who we are. Like say, I got this homeboy, his name is, Stephen Curry. But we call him D Money. And we've been calling him D Money since we was young. So now, he call himself D Money. He say, man, I'm D Money. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, to me, a character that we create, another name, another energy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like speaking on names, I also got to say, you got to be careful not to live up to a name or a nature or an energy that is not good for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you live up to that nickname and it could be bad because it could be on some street shit. Sometimes the nickname is some cool shit. You could live up to that name and it'd be cool. Like I got a little cousin, I nicknamed him when he was young. I nicknamed him, I said, nigga, we gonna call you GQ. Well, GQ, when I was young, it meant like if you told a nigga, you GQ, you was telling them like, nigga, you dress good, you know, you a ladies man, you stay fly, you stay player, looking real nice and sharp. So I named him that GQ, but nowadays, you know, he work at a bank. He always in a three-piece suit. You know, he married a school teacher. And when you see him, they always fly, super dressed up, looking professional, looking really GQ. And it's just, it's almost like he lived up to that shit. Like he is truly the epitome of GQ. Like he is GQ. So when you think about your name, like everyone knows there's a guy named Curtis Jackson, and that don't even sound like no real gangster type nigga. But then the nigga changed his name. He say, I'm 50 Cent, this gangster nigga. And when you think about 50 Cent and all his albums, you say, man, this a gangster ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just because of his name that he created, his character, he lived up to that. So when you talk about him, you talk about that. 50 Cent, 50 Cent the gangster, to the point you don't even recognize Curtis Jackson or the other person he is. You really just see 50 Cent and that's what you want to see, that character. Well, that's very important when it comes to your name and your nature because we're all supposed to have that character that we can become. And through that, make our nature even greater than it was when we first began. When somebody said to us, well, nigga, your name Andre. And then you gained enough wisdom as you grew and you said, I'm Andre, but I'm finna become 50 Cent or I'm finna become Shin Unk. I'm fixing to become something that people are going to have to respect on a greater level. People don't just rename themselves because it's some cool shit to do. They rename themselves because they're recreating their energy and they're taking it to a higher level. So this is why name and nature is very important. So there used to be a lot of drama when I told my family my name was Shin Unk. You know what I'm saying? So this video kind of just breaks that down. It's not just I changed my name because I didn't like Andre. I just realized through studying and researching that I was actually much more than Andre B. Rot. So that's why I call myself Shin Unk Tahuti. You know? I lived up to the Andre shit too. Andre B. Rot. That real professional sounding name, Andre B. Rot. I used to always like dressing casual. And it sounds just like that. My name sound like that casual school teacher dressing ass nigga. And I promise you, like that's how I used to wonder why. You know what I'm saying? It's just my name represents that kind of person. So name and nature go hand in hand. And I just wanted to drop a video on that because sometimes when people change their names, other people get mad because they don't understand something. People, it's all about understanding why people do things. So you don't have to call everything crazy or stupid because you don't understand it. That is a person that has grown into a higher wisdom that says, I'm fixing to recreate myself. We are all supposed to do that. Keep recreating ourselves and become the best version of ourselves. That's one of the goals that you're supposed to accomplish anyway. So when you see somebody recreating themselves, renaming themselves, they're saying I actually realized something about myself, this great thing about myself. And what I'm going to call this thing is Shin Unk Tahuti. This great thing that I realized about me. You know, the nature of that thing feels like Shin Ankh Tahuti. You know, it don't feel like Andre B. Rod, just some bookworm nerd type nigga. Like, I don't feel like that anymore. So that's what's up with it. Your name is your nature. So hold fast to both of your names, your nickname and your real name. And if you put your real name through numerology, you'll find out all kind of stuff about your destiny and what you're supposed to be doing on this planet. That's another reason you need to study your name and your nickname. Find out great things about yourself and what you're supposed to be doing on this planet. Nobody on this planet is supposed to be waiting for some white guy, some teacher to tell them which direction their life is supposed to go. Through your name and your nature and your spiritual being, you're supposed to figure out, your destiny and how you're supposed to go about your life and the things you're supposed to do on this planet. Everybody have a real destiny that they're supposed to fulfill on this planet, and you can study your name and your nature to figure it out. So that's how important your name is, helping you figure out your destiny through your nature and your name. So those are true God names. And when they say they spoke his name, that really meant, when your mom or your dad spoke your name, it was also your spirit, something deeper, helping them speak that name and helping them label the energy that you're supposed to manifest on this planet. Your name actually unlocks your energy. When somebody holler at you and say, "Yo, Luke," and you look and you say, "What the?" It's like he said your name and it unlocked you and you had to pay attention. So your name is that powerful. And when they say it's power in the name Jesus in the Bible, well, you're a spirit being just like Jesus. So your name is just as powerful and it holds definition and keys and power just like the name Jesus. Your name is also that powerful. Hell, they probably had Africans that had names that was like spells that if you said it in a certain way, you could probably fuck somebody up or something. Like Achanu Taratatata, say some shit and fuck you up with their name. So your name, there is power in the name. And I'm just, trying to enlighten niggas and help them figure that out. There's definitely spiritual power in your name. And when I look at those ancient names like King Tut, and they had that little extra last part on there where he just kept adding to his name. That's just like saying he kept realizing that he was a greater and greater spiritual being, and he wasn't just this human body that he was looking at in the mirror. There was something else that he couldn't see in the mirror that he kept acknowledging in his name. And in him keeping acknowledging that deeper part of himself, he became that part of himself. That's also our mission, to think of ourselves on a more spiritual plane instead of a human plane, just like we're just these mammal people here to serve something else. We're spiritual beings with a destiny to do down here that's greater than just going to work a motherfucking 9 to 5. And I don't give a fuck if you like your job. Your spiritual destiny and name and nature was not given to you to work for a white dude all your life. There's something else you're supposed to be doing outside of that. And when you put your name through the numerology chart or phase or whatever you want to call it, you begin to realize why you are on this planet through your name. So what's up to my niggas? No matter what your name is, I got love for you. Know thyself. One way to do that is through your name and your nature. Fuck with your boy Shin Up. It's going down. Dropping another video for y'all. There is power in your name. Please figure that power out and use it. I'm out this. Your boy Shin Up.